Stop me if you've heard this before. Caps lose 3-2 in a shootout to the New Jersey Devils. Let's be honest, as soon as this thing went to a shootout, we all knew that we were coming out on the wrong end of it. Has not been a strong point of the team, to say the very least, ever since TJ Oshie, Evgeny Kuznetsov, and Nicholas Backstrom all retired and or defected to the KHL. This team has not been great in shootouts at all over the past few seasons, and it did not get any better here tonight. They dropped this one ultimately, like I said, 3-2 in a shootout to the New Jersey Devils. And this game started about as bad as you could possibly imagine for the Caps. First of all, you have still got no Pierre-Luc Dubois, and then we find out just before game time here tonight that John Carlson as well was going to be out of the lineup for the Caps with an injury. So a big blow on the back end there for the Caps in John Carlson not being able to go tonight. But again, the Caps played overwhelmingly well defensively at 5-on-5 and overwhelmingly well at 5-on-5 in general again here tonight. Again, stop me if you have heard this before, right? Not only the Caps lose, but they lose by dominating pretty much at 5-on-5 against a very good New Jersey Devils team here tonight. And again, they can't get anything done on special teams. So again, this thing comes down to, like I said, playing well at 5-on-5. You don't get anything on your own power play, although they only had one. Again, we will talk about that. And again, you give up a power play goal to the opposition. So that was the story again here tonight. And again, like I said, Caps lose. So yeah, penalties. Let's talk about it. Because again, like I said, this game really could not have started off any worse for the Caps. And a big reason why was because they get tagged with 3 straight penalties right out of the gate here within the first 7 minutes of the hockey game. And as head coach Spencer Carberry said after the game, 2 out of the 3 were extremely weak calls, and now the Devils, of course, they score a power play goal. The Caps penalty kill has been atrocious. And so, yeah, they give up another power play goal here, this time to the New Jersey Devils. And so again here, you are playing from behind right out of the gate here, right? You have to come from behind again. And tonight, like I said, 2 of those first 3 calls there for the New Jersey Devils were extremely weak. Spencer Carberry said it. The referees out to lunch in this one yet again. The Caps, for their part, they only get the 1 power play opportunity of their own in this hockey game yet again, right? That is certainly becoming a trend here this season. It has been a trend for a few seasons now, if we are being completely honest. And yeah, we don't like to see that, right? What do these guys have to do to draw a power play for themselves? They're out-possessing everyone. They have the puck all the time in the offensive zone, and still they do not get any calls. They outshoot everyone. They out-possess everyone. Like I said, it does not make any sense that these guys do not draw any power plays. Even once we got to the overtime period, still having only 1 power play throughout the course of the hockey game, there was an incident in overtime there where Devils netminder Jake Allen is literally holding down Dylan Strome, holding him down to the ice for like 5+ seconds there so that his New Jersey Devils can break up ice on an uncontested 3-on-2 as Strome is down behind the Devils goal line being held down by Jake Allen. The Devils, like I said, break out on an uncontested 3-on-2. No call there. The referee does not raise his arm. He does not even appear to think about raising his arm. And yeah, if the Devils had gone down and scored there on that 3-on-2, there is no doubt that they would have counted that one for the Devils as well. So the Caps not drawing any calls here, no matter what. So they only get, like I said, 1 chance in this game to practice their god-awful power play. Pretty hard to get it going, though, when you only get 1 opportunity per game. So we have to be fair to the Caps as well and mention that. But yeah, they only get 1 chance on their own power play here. They cannot draw anything from these referees. And the Devils, like I said, they score on one of their 3 straight opportunities in the first 7 fucking minutes of this game. And so the Caps, like I said, playing from behind again, thanks in large part to the referees. Now, let's jump ahead to the good part, which was, without question, the third period. And let's talk Alex Ovechkin, because Ovi had a monster of a game here tonight for the Caps, and he had a monster of a third period when his team needed it the most. He is all over the puck in the third period, right from the drop of the puck, with his Caps trailing 2-0 in the third period here, like I said. And yeah, right from the drop of the puck, folks, the grade 8 was ready to go. He was ready to make a comeback in this game. He gets down on the forecheck right away, like I said, first shift of the third period. And it is only about a minute into this third period where he makes a great play here. First of all, he wins the puck back on this shift like 15 times, okay? He is winning puck battles all over the ice here on this shift, all throughout the third period and all throughout this game, really, was Alex Ovechkin. So yeah, he wins multiple puck battles on this shift here to keep getting the puck back for his Caps. And then when he finds himself having won another puck battle, having the puck on his stick again, what does he do? He draws everybody over to himself. He draws all of those Devils defenders over to himself, kind of fakes like he's going to shoot. And he fooled Jake Allen here, I believe, as well, because Jake Allen was not ready for this pass at all. He draws everyone over to him, fakes like he's going to shoot, and then makes a beautiful pass over to Connor McMichael, giving Connor McMichael essentially a wide open cage to shoot at. And Mikey is not going to miss that one. That is his second goal of this season. Primary assist, obviously, to Alex Ovechkin, and the secondary assist as well to Jacob Chychrun. Caps cut the Devils' lead to 2-1 here early in the third. And then once the Caps have made it 2-1, we have talked at length here on this YouTube channel about the fact that the Caps lead the National Hockey League this season in posts and crossbars. They have not had any puck luck whatsoever in terms of, getting that little black thing to go into the net, right? It has just not worked for them so far this season. They are coming around now, starting to score quite a few more goals here over the last, 6 or 8 games or so. So it's picking up here, but still, even with more pucks finding the back of the net for the Caps, they are still ringing a ton of iron. And yeah, once they have made it 2-1 here in this game, we have Connor McMichael on a break here, rings one off of the crossbar. He could have had his second goal of the night there, but he just, like I said, kisses the iron there again. And then Tom Wilson on a clear-cut breakaway hits the post after completely deking Jake Allen out of his absolute jockstrap here. He had Jake Allen completely beat, and he simply hits the post. But then, as we have said so many times throughout his now 21 season career, thank God for Alex Ovechkin. He ties the game up here for the Caps on, again, just a phenomenal shift by the 40-year-old captain of the Washington Capitals. Again, wins like a dozen puck battles during this shift before eventually getting the puck back in front of the net to score. And if you watch this goal here, this is like hockey 101 for kids to pay attention to here of how to battle in front of the net by the Caps captain. First of all, right before he gets the puck back to score this goal here, he's cruising through the slot initially without the puck, gets tripped down, no call again. And so he's laying on the ice for a second there, gets himself back up, realizing that there's not going to be any penalty call from the referees, picks himself back up off the ice and heads straight back right to the front of the net again, fights off multiple Devils defenders here in front of the net, just battling hard, right? Battling for that net front position, and he gets it. He wins that battle, gets position in front of the net, and then whips a shot past Jake Allen for the 2-2 tie. So for Ovechkin, that is his 5th goal of the season. That is the 902nd goal of his National Hockey League career. It is still unbelievable, folks, to say that out loud. And yeah, the assists on that goal, Connor McMichael on the primary assist, and Dylan Strome as well on the secondary assist. And by the way, for Alex Ovechkin there tying up this game, he extends his own NHL record for most game-tying goals of all time. So a bunch of these NHL records that Alex Ovechkin holds now, he is just extending them, his own records, over and over and over again every single time that he scores a goal. Obviously the all-time NHL goals record, 902, like I said tonight. And yeah, most game-tying goals of all time in National Hockey League history. He extends his own record for that again tonight. Captain Clutch. So 2-2, and that is how the third period would end. And you know what? Unfortunate that the Caps, ultimately cannot get the win here tonight in this game. I think they deserved a better fate in this one yet again here tonight. Played very well again, certainly at 5-on-5. But I think, if you told anyone, any of us Caps fans, that we were going to be trailing 2-0 at the outset of the third period, we would have taken this here tonight, right? We would have taken the one standings point, been happy enough with that, and move on. So big comeback here by the Caps in the third period to get, like I said, the 1 point in the standings, which every point at this point in the season is so important. You really need to start banking some points here if you are the Washington Capitals. So a big standings point here tonight, banked for them largely by their 40-year-old captain. And yeah, overtime, we had that bullshit play with Jake Allen holding down Dylan Strome that goes uncalled. LT has to make some big saves at the other end as a result, but he does that, and so they get it to a shootout where, like I said, I think we all just kind of knew that it was not going to go our way, although it did start off for once on a very good note. They shoot Dylan Strome first this time, and he scores. He is one of the Caps' only good shootout shooters at this point. So yeah, he beats Jake Allen for the 1-0 lead in the shootout, but then unfortunately the Devils would get that one back. None of the other Caps guys could score, and then a defenseman, Simon Nemec, finishes it for the Devils. So like I said, an unfortunate loss here for the Caps in the shootout. They need to figure out this shootout thing. I don't know what to say. It is just not working for them right now, no matter what they try. So yeah, I hope that they continue to try different looks, mix things up. I'd like to see maybe Ryan Leonard get more of an opportunity in that scenario. But yeah, ultimately, like I said, they cannot get it done tonight, and that is all that matters for tonight. And by the way, I know that everyone seems to be very mad at Spencer Carberry for shooting Alex Ovechkin in this shootout, although he did wait until it was the fourth round of shooters to shoot him. And I kind of have to agree with Spencer Carberry tonight, just in the sense that I think it was like a special scenario where, like I said, you went through your first three shooters. He didn't shoot them in the first three, right? And so then after that, you're kind of scrambling and trying to pick and choose who you want to shoot. And I understood Spencer Carberry's logic here tonight for that move. I really did. He just said that with the game and with specifically the third period that Alex Ovechkin had, he thought that he was feeling it and that he would be a good choice to go in the shootout tonight. And yeah, I really can't fault him for that, because Ovi certainly, he was feeling it tonight. You could tell. And to be fair to Alex Ovechkin as well, he makes actually a phenomenal move in this shootout here. He completely undresses Jake Allen, has Jake Allen completely beat. He actually undressed Jake Allen so badly that Jake Allen kind of fell over backwards, and ultimately it was that falling over backwards that actually made the save for him. So a lucky save there for Jake Allen, an unfortunate non-goal there in the shootout for Alex Ovechkin. But yeah, Ovi ultimately, he made a nice move there, so I don't really get why people are freaking out at Ovi. I can understand a little bit why, people are a little bit upset with Spencer Carberry for shooting him again. As like I said, he tends to use them a lot in shootouts when we all kind of know that that's not really his forte. That's not what he's really, really good at, right? I believe over the last few seasons, actually, he has not scored a shootout goal, and yet Spencer Carberry continues to use him. So I can understand the fans' frustration with that for sure. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I think tonight, we can give Spencer Carberry a pass on that one, just because I understood his logic for it, that Alex Ovechkin was feeling it for sure during tonight's game. So Caps lose 3-2 in a shootout, unfortunately. But yeah, like I said, they do get the one standings point. And like I said, if you told us at the beginning of the third period when we were down 2-0 that we were going to get a point out of that game, I think everybody probably would have taken that, right? So what else can we hope for at this point? Maybe a win, that would be nice. But yeah, I do think that, we're seeing signs of this thing about to turn around, right? Although you could have said that at several points here throughout this last stretch of games, right? Like, they have been playing pretty well, folks. I don't really know what else to say. Like, they're playing pretty well. Certainly at 5-on-5, they're playing very well. They just need to figure out the special teams. They need to figure out a way to draw some power plays for themselves, as they're just not getting any opportunities on the power play lately to even be able to score a power play goal. So maybe the refs can pull their whistles out of their asses once in a while as well, help us out. Because I do think that, like, as much as we want to say, you know, to the Capitals players, like, you have to draw more calls, I think they have drawn a lot of calls. They're just not being called. So, yeah, I mean, we will see what shakes out here over these next games. The Caps' next game is against the Los Angeles Kings on Monday. So that will be a good tilt there. And yeah, we will hope that they can work out some of these kinks here on special teams. Like I said, keep up the strong play at 5-on-5. And God forbid, don't go to another shootout. Or if you do, like I said, maybe try and mix it up a little bit. Maybe throw Ryan Leonard in there, somebody else. Just try something different, right? Because it has not worked in the shootouts at all. So, babes, as always, thank you all so very much for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure, as always, to have you all here. Even in loss after loss after loss after loss after loss, right? I'm being a bit dramatic. We haven't actually lost that many in a row, but we have lost, I believe it's 8 of 10 now. So it's not a great feeling. It's not a great feeling for me to come on here after every game and have to talk about pretty much the same things. You know, special teams not getting the job done. 5-on-5 play being very, very, very strong, but still not getting the results. It's very frustrating. So I just hope that they can turn this thing around here soon so that we can start having some more fun again. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you all so much for watching. As always, I appreciate all of you guys so much for being here, for sticking with this channel through highs and lows, through losses, and hopefully some wins to come, hopefully soon here, right? So we will be back after that game on Monday against the Los Angeles Kings. But until then, babes, and as always, let's go, Caps.